All right, why don't we call the meeting to order? I apologize. I don't know. I didn't have it on my schedule and here I am. So why don't we is there there's no public, I assume,
No.
room or online. That seems to be par for the course. You know, well, we could talk about how to encourage maybe even some of our employees to come to the meeting, whether it's a representative, whether it's a union rep or whatever, to get some representation. But anyway, we'll start with the approval of the October meeting minutes. I'll accept a motion. Is there I'll accept a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay. Any comments, questions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. I'll move on to item number 2, approval of the meeting schedule of 2026. Why don't we do a motion first?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the meeting schedule for 2026.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion on this?
Other than the fact that it's not in, oh, there it is.
This has to be filed with the town clerk so we can reserve the room, and they also need to be able to post it online, the meeting schedule. So that's why we do these in November for the following fiscal year. So hearing no discussion or any questions about the schedule, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, why don't we move on to the DC plan update?
Okay, thank you, Carl. So as you all know, we did the town and that document, and that was approved by the Board of Selectmen at their last meeting, one of their last meetings. So that was done. Last time it was done, 2008, now 2025. So that's some time there. The committee was to thank Rowena and Carl and myself and our attorney, Pam Fleming from Reed and Reedy. I finally say that correct. After we finished the town, we went on to the DC plans, and she has reviewed that. And I'm not sure how many of you were here, but back in 2020, we did an RFP for defined contribution services. We had ICMA prior, and then we changed hands to Morgan Stanley. We got a better price, and our employees get free advice after they're registered, and we didn't have that before, so it was all good. But at that time, we had to fill out this form for the defined contribution plan, and it really is, it's completely different than the defined benefit plan doc. It's a form that you fill out, and I actually have a copy here. Our pension board at the time spent time and went down every single box. Who's eligible, what is vesting, what are the compensation limits, what age do they have to be when they retire, et cetera, et cetera. So it's a fairly straightforward form to fill out. And I didn't even think we needed to review it, but Rowena said, well, she should take a look at it, and good thing you did. Because when we did our town plan document, we incorporated the fact that we have now have a DC plan, and it's very clear on you're in one or you're in the other plan and how that would work and all that other stuff. In the defined contribution plan, actually, the way that we checked all the boxes states that you can be in the defined, when you're eligible for the defined contribution plan, you can be in it. But it doesn't say that if you're in the defined benefit plan that you cannot be in the defined contribution plan. So technically, like I'm in the defined benefit plan, I could have been getting 8% more all these years, but we're going to fix that today. So that was the only change. And what we would do is on one of these forms under eligibility, we would just put employees that are in the defined benefit plan are not eligible to participate in the defined contribution plan. Simple as that. There was one other technical thing that she found with hours, whereas it's 1,200 hours for all of our plans, and that equates to 23 hours a week. on average, and somewhere in that document at 21.5 hours for whatever reason, I don't know, but anyway, that's a scrivener's error, so we're gonna fix that. So, just want to, get everyone's approval that it's okay for me to fill out that form. There was nothing else, and then that document will be complete.
So you'll change that, when will that become effective?
They will, it doesn't take long for them to fix it, so I submit this form, and then they, give a new, maybe Carl might have to sign something, I'm not sure.
Then it's effective like January 1, or is it
Immediately.
retroactive, or?
We've been operating under this way all this time.
We
So
have.
we're just conforming the plan to our.
So that's solid.
Yes.
It also says it's in the union contracts.
Okay.
So I was
thinking,
yeah.
You'll send it out to everyone once we have it.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
So motion to make the change recommended by council that were just described by Leanne.
Seconded.
Carl, you're on mute.
Doesn't look like he's on mute.
No, you're not muted, but it's still not working.
Yeah. Says he.
Why? Why?
Maybe it changed your.
Oh, there we go.
No, no.
I asked it to unmute and it.
Unmute. There we go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can.
I don't know what that was. I'm going to blame it on Larry. Um,
That works.
So, a lot of work went into this, and really, I mean, Leanne and Pam and Rowena, appreciate all that. And it's good to get these documents modernized, because a lot has changed over the last 10 and 15 years. So, this is an achievement by this board and by the town to modernize its plans, and I appreciate the effort. So, any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. You know, I was gonna come in, but it looks like it's gonna be a relatively short. We don't have Kevin here, do we, this month?
No.
No. All right. Then I'll just stay here. I was gonna have Rowena take over the meeting. I'll be there in like 1 minute, but the meeting might be over. I don't know. So, all right, pension liaison report, Janet.
All right, good morning, everyone. Thank you. Our November 1st pension payroll for our town PD and Board of Ed, we had 100 retirees with a gross payroll of $174,498. There were no changes. We still have our one QDRO spouse for a total of 101 participants. For our fire department, we had 39 retirees. Our gross payroll was $16,771. We did have one retiree pass away in October. We have one QDR spouse, RDO spouse for a total of 40 participants. For our pending our retiree deaths, we have actually received the annuity election form for our former acting chief, Lieutenant Walsh. And we did issue a special pay run, so he's been paid for his November annuity. Also pending is Daniel Brigante, Board of Ed custodian. He's going to retire on February 1st with 13.5 years of service. Jeffrey Warman, he's eligible for his fire department retirement on February 1st. He has 8 years of service, and he will also receive officer incentive benefits. Our fire department experienced a loss. Jacqueline Garrity passed away on October 17th. She originally retired on February 2018 and with 30 years of service.
She must have been one of our first female fire department.
Yeah, I wonder
People.
about that. No.
You know, I certainly would think so. I don't recall that being stated in her obituary. I never had the pleasure of meeting her, so it was really fascinating to read her obituary. For our active employees, they're currently in our defined benefit and our defined contribution plans as of our last payroll completed on November 7th. Our defined benefit plan, we have 26 contributing police officers, 20 contributing town employees, and 19 contributing Board of Ed employees, for a total of 65 participants. Our defined contribution retirement plan had 45 contributing town employees, 32 contributing Board of Ed employees, for a total of 77. Total assets in the 401(a) plan at that time were $2,791,747. For the town's 457 plan, we had 86 active employees, and the the total assets in that plan were $5,606,506. 79% of the DC participants elect the extra additional employer and receive the employer match. That's 89% for the town and 63% for the Board of Ed.
Janet, any questions for Janet on the payroll? Can you hear me? Yes? Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, all right, thank you, Janet. Moving right along, unless there's any discussion. Yeah,
May I just say one thing before I conclude? I just
Yeah.
want to say thank you to the board.
all right,
It's been a pleasure. See, this is what
all
I'm talking
right.
about. This is cracking. It really has been a pleasure working with you for the last 9 years. I've learned so much. You've always been so gracious, and involved me, and I just, appreciate, all that you do for our employees and for our town. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Was that the last, that's the presentation? Yeah, I think she's gonna be very missed. Out of you. Oh, gosh, well, thank you very much. Good luck. We can come in and visit in December, so.
Yeah, I'm still around, so.
Yeah, Janet, not only for the pension board, just for the town in general, for me in general, for Leanne, I'm sure, has just been invaluable as an employee. She's just been an incredible person, asset to the town. She knows how I feel about her. It was really sad to see that she wanted to retire, but I'm happy for her, obviously. I know Lou retired, what, a couple years ago, Janet?
Yeah, my husband, yes, that was Gary. That's right.
So I know it's time, and congratulations to you, and you will be missed very much in town hall and by the pension board. So thank you.
Thank you.
I hope the meeting minutes will reflect the pension board's deep gratitude to Janet for her years of service.
I agree with Romina. I think we all do.
Pension plan administrator report. Leanne, do you have anything?
Yes, well, you stole my thunder. I was gonna. I still will. I still will. As I mentioned last meeting, you know, he's retiring December 19th, and she's been very invaluable to me. She held me up through, you know, when I first got here, she's been here longer than I have, and really helped me, show me the ropes. But just a couple of things in terms of what she's done for this pension board is she took all of these pension cards that were handwritten, you know, with everybody's salary on them, and she automated those things. And let me tell you, there were errors galore, you know, because as you can imagine, and I'm not sure how many years of that, would you say 20, 25 years of people's cards, however long the longest employee was here for. And then she also, when we got our e-finance system, she loaded all that stuff up into the system, and we had to make sure it was correct. Now that took us 2 years, I think, to do that. So that was a really big project, and now it's so easy to process an employee when they retire, or it's easier. It's not so easy, but I think everything's easy that I don't have to do. She also brought payroll in-house for the pension board. We used to outsource it, and so now we bring that in-house, and she you know, took care of all of that, as well as the fire department. We don't do as much with the fire department, but still somebody needs to every year, when they get another year's worth of service, she goes in and she works with the actuaries and takes care of all that stuff. So I know you all know how valuable she's been to this board and as Carl mentioned, to the town, but we are going to miss you. And we've already wished you well, but I do personally as well. So thank you very much for your service. And I would like to introduce Melissa Lewis, if anyone, I'm not sure if I said hello before we got here, but Melissa is going to be taking over Janet's payroll responsibilities. And between Melissa and Amy, one of them is going to show up here every month and talk to you. So
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good.
Welcome.
so for my other part of my report, I just want the minutes to reflect that Morgan Stanley did submit a written report, just because we typically have that in the minutes.
Yes.
Also, because it's the end of the year, I just thought that just to take some time as to where we are. So we have done, as we just talked about, the plan document for the town. And you know, back in 2008 to 225, that's going to be a while before we have to look at that again. The defined contribution plan document, that's going to be all set. We have our IPS annual review running like clockwork. We have our actuary annual review running by clockwork now too. We have the discount rate where we wanted. We're amortizing the unfunded liability. We've done RFPs for our actuary, our benefit consultant, and our DC administrator. So we've done our due diligence to make sure that all the folks that support this committee are worthy. So, you know, I wanted to talk about maybe what we should focus on next year, if anything. You don't have to answer me right now, but we do have all of that in place. And the only thing that, when I was thinking about this, just to put some seeds of thought into your head, is that we haven't done the investment policy statement review for the defined contribution plan. I don't know that that needs a lot of change, but maybe just to bring the document forth to everybody, have a chance to take a look and see, just for your sign off, we could certainly do that. And the other thing I thought about was with the benefit broker, Brown and Brown. I know that they had, you know, we had just had a big change with how we're offering our retiree healthcare plans with the Medicare supplemental, you know, and all of that. So we can bring that in, bring them in, and we can talk about that further. The one thing that I failed to mention with our defined contribution plan document is that it should be set in stone with one exception. You know, you won't need to make any changes unless one, well, two exceptions. One, if you decide you're going to change anything about the plan. But secondly, when you're negotiating with the unions, if you change that 5% match, make it larger, smaller, you know, change any of those things through union negotiations, we do have to go back to Empower and fill out one of these forms and change it every single time that we do that. So, you know, hopefully those things are few and far between, but if they do, I just want to make everyone aware that that has to take place. And I think that's about it. I'm working on the budget now. So we will be budgeting the actuarial defined contribution as well as the retiree expenses for next year.
I thought, Leanne, on the defined contribution comment you just made about changes with union bargaining, just like you added a line that said, if you are a member of the defined benefit plan, you cannot participate in the defined contribution plan. I wonder if you could just add another line that says, if there's any, to the extent there's any inconsistency between this plan and the union bargaining agreement, the union bargaining agreement controls.
I will look at that. The reason why I hesitate is because we actually have to put in the word 5% match, you know, so I can, but I will ask that. I will ask that point because that's what we did with the other one. So, or at least it might protect us a little bit if anything ever comes up that we want to, that needs to be challenged by for any reason. So I will do that.
Thanks. Thank you. Well, thank you for all your work this year and every year.
But you did describe a major overhaul that's taken place. And I know that Suzanne Taylor, our former board member and chair for some time, it was always near and dear to her heart, the health, the benefits, the non-financial benefits that we offered pensioners. And so if that's on a potential to-do list for next year, and also with the addition of our newer board member, I think that would be a wonderful, worthwhile review.
Okay,
Yeah, I
sounds
agree.
good. We have a new board member?
Well, me, I'm
Newer.
That's like.
And we will have another new board member.
Yeah, I get there's a lot of things going on with health benefits in particular that the board's taking a look at. So I think that's a good plan for next year.
All right, sounds good.
Carl said there will be a new board member?
Yeah.
Well, we only have 6 right now still. So we are going to be looking to add somebody. And I've asked somebody to consider it, and we'll see in the new year, obviously in the new year for the next meeting. But I think the point is well taken. Rowena brought up this plan has been transformed by Leanne. I mean, I've sat on these pension board meetings since 2011, and I will tell you that it's apples and oranges. It's completely everything about the plan and the care that is given to the plan, the changes to the plan, the updates to the plan, just like I said, the care and the attention that the plan gets right now. Really at Leanne's direction, and based on her background largely, has just been invaluable to the town and its employees. So, I mean, I can't say that enough, and I know the board recognizes that. So, thank you, Leanne.
Yes, thank
So-
you.
One other thing I wanted to mention was next Monday night is the annual town meeting. The annual town meeting is by the charter. We are required to have at least one town meeting a year. We have many more than that typically, but we are required to have an annual town meeting. And technically, at that annual town meeting, the purpose of it is to receive the town reports, and that is the booklet that we put out every year. We usually put something on the cover that is reflective of some of the work we've done during the year. And on the inside cover, we try to recognize someone who really represents a spirit of volunteerism in the town. And we also kind of talk about people who have passed away. This year, we are dedicating the report. We're not just mentioning Daryl in the report. We're actually dedicating on the inside cover. And his widow, Ellen, will be at the town meeting next week. It's at 6 p.m. at the middle school. The meeting will be relatively short. Not only do we accept the town reports, which is not usually a substantive operation. We have two other minor orders of business. One of them is to allocate $12,000 so that we can update our affordable housing report like we are required to by state statute. Although some of that is changing with the new housing bill that's probably going to be put into law next week. And then the other item is to put before the town meeting the purchase of a fire truck, which is also really easily paid for over the course of the next 10 years, but we'll explain that at the town meeting. Both those items should take no more than 15 minutes, and then we'll do a little bit of a tribute to Daryl, and Ellen will be there. So the meeting, I think, Janet, it's scheduled for 6 p.m., correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. I'm sorry.
I'll look into that. I don't have my
Yeah,
phone.
I'm pretty sure it's 6 p.m. And I can't imagine we'd be any later than 6:45 by the end of it. So, but anyway, it will be the town report will be dedicated. There'll be a nice picture of Daryl, and Ellen will be there. So, just wanted to kind of put that out there if anybody's interested in attending. So, all right.
And congratulations to Clara and Barbara on their
Thank you very much.
their elections.
Thank you.
You might be the only Republicans in town who were reelected.
So, I mean, and this is not a political statement, but there was of all the mayors and first selectmen who ran in the state of Connecticut who had opposition, only one Republican was elected in the state. Obviously, there were others, Democrats and Republicans, who ran unopposed. But yeah, it was so thank you for that, Rowena, and
Thank you for your service.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. Thank you all. I know it's a relatively short meeting. I want to wish everybody a very happy Thanksgiving, a safe and enjoyable holiday. Uh, Anything else that anybody would like to add under old or new business?
So we don't meet next month?
No.
January 22nd.
All right.
Wow.
That will be in my calendar.
I would just like to point out how, Kevin's report notes that in the last 5 years, the income we have received on our funds have paid for 96% of the benefits paid over that time period. That is just awesome.
Where does it say that? I didn't read this report at all yet.
Under town pension plan.
Thank you for pointing that out.
Great point. I will read it. Thank you. for Pointing that out.
The motion to adjourn?
Sure.
Second?
Thank you, everybody. Have a great Thanksgiving.
Happy holidays. Yeah.